What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Geeky Gecko Creations episode. I am looking scruffy as I can be right now, but I have an exciting video, and I didn't want to wait, so I figured before I shave, I will make the video. So if you want to know all about Black Knights and the new grading system that we are integrating, that I would like for everybody to give feedback on so the entire hobby can integrate onto this system, then this is the video for you. And Effie says so as well. For those of you who stuck around for Effie's finale at the end of one of our last videos, our home tour video, you got to see a lot of little Effie. My little one. Huh. You're a little star. Yeah? Yes, there you go. All right, so first of all, if you go to the homepage of our website right here, you'll see we added a new section for baby and juvenile leopard geckos. And then obviously we have our new arrivals all the way going down through to a Black Knight. The easiest way to find Black Knight is just go to for sale leopard geckos and search for Black Knight. And that will take you to all the Black Knights that are currently listed. From here, you could sort them from best selling, alphabetically, price high to low, low to high, all that good stuff. Right now I have new to old. So the newest will be up top, and then the oldest that I updated will be down below. So let's take a look. This one looks pretty cool. Unsexed, Black Knight, A tier, free shipping, because we give free shipping on everything above $500. And this guy is at $1,300. Just because of his darkness, and if he's a male, he'll definitely be worth that. There are some better deals on some animals here that are unsexed, that are a lower price, even though they're dark. Check this one out. Unsexed, Black Knight, A tier, slightly wavy tail tip. It's pliable, it's bendable. I don't know what is actually causing the waviness in this tail tip, but it's there, so extremely discounted. This will make an excellent pet or breeder for somebody if you wanted at a great price. But let's take a look at this while we're on it. So ID number 821, this is listed as an A tier. So you might say, Frank, what does A tier mean? Well, the other day I came up with this ranking system, which I would like for the entire hobby to get on the same ranking system, especially the American hobby. The Asian and the European markets, they might have their own grading system. And believe it or not, I think the European market, I believe I heard that they use like grade A, grade B. But when working with Black Knights specifically, there are Black Knights that are the darkest of the dark, which is the exceptional ones, which are exceptionally more rare than just a really good quality one. So I figured A tier would be a good place to start for a great quality Black Knight. So these could be Black Knights that have anywhere between 75% to 95% shaded in dark qualities. And so you could see this animal right here has almost 100% shaded in dark qualities, but as it stands right now, you can still see some pattern bleeding through. Now this is where I would like to get a little bit of your guys's opinion on. Currently, the way that the ranking system goes right now, S tier is 95 to 100% black animals. And the reason that is because when I first came up with the tier system, my definition for S tier was 100% or nearly 100% animals, which would be like 98, 99, 100% animals would be S tier. But 98 to 100% just isn't as even of a number as like 95 to 100, 75 to 95, 50 to 75, 25 to 50, and 0 to 25. Those numbers kind of align with my OCD a lot better, right? Where like I want things even, I don't want the numbers to look confusing. This is very straightforward and to the point. So basically let's start at the bottom and work our way up. D tier will be the lowest grading for Black Knights. These will be Black Knights that have 0 to 25% darkness. So a little above an average looking leopard gecko. These are often crosses and animals that have very low expression. Maybe they're just a little grayer or a little more shaded in than a normal Black Knight. And of course, ideally you would want these to come from Black Knight lineage. And then 25 to 50% Black Knights, that have a little bit additional shading. I can show you a good example. So this is a C tier animal. This is from our Sailor Moon project, a project where we are trying to make crop circles. Look at that nice cutout. That cutout almost fits directly with that cutout, but we are trying to make nice crop circles on the gecko. And so this would be like a nice C tier gecko. You can see the black is not fully black. It's kind of like a purplish. And so the saturation of color also ties into the darkness. Not just how much purple or how much black does the animal cover, but how dark and how rich is that blackness. So you can see that with, let's see, let's take these two geckos as a comparison. These three will actually work really good. Here is a B tier Black Knight, which actually has a decent amount of shading. And even this brown right here, I can tell that the black is already starting to fill in there, and this gecko will most likely become an A tier gecko. But for now, the amount of darkness and the amount of pattern that's showing, it is a B tier. So the darkness is really rich and really good right here, but there are just a lot of big patches of pattern showing. Let's contrast that with this one, which is also a B tier, but you can see this one has a little more yellow showing, and that's probably just because this gecko is a little bit younger, but the grading system will be graded on animals where they're currently at in the moment. So where this animal's at in the moment is, you could see there's a little more yellow here, but the blacks are very vivid, very rich, compared to like this animal per se, which the yellow is filled in a little bit more with black pattern, which makes it a brown, but the black isn't as vivid or rich in color necessarily of a black as like this one per se. So even this one, you can see there's a little bit of see-through on the black pattern here, which is why I typically don't like selling Black Knights really young, but a lot of people like to buy them young, so I figured, hey, why not? And then here is an A tier right here, where you could see that the brown pattern right here is almost being completely consumed by the black, and the black is very black. The black is very dark. So in my original tier system, this one was an A because it's clearly not 100% black. Even on the 100% black ones, sometimes if you shine light on them very, very harshly, you could find small points where you could actually see the pattern shining through, but it's almost impossible to the naked eye, especially in photographs that might have a little bit of shading to it. So that's why for S tier, I wanted to leave a little bit of wiggle room. And here is one of my older statements of what I originally made S tier. S tier was 100% black or nearly 100% black. And then A tier was 75% plus, B tier was 50% plus, C tier was 25% plus, and D tier was like, 0 to 25%. Slightly darker than an average leopard gecko. That's what my definition was. And then I changed that to more the other system, which we see now. And this one's on the older system, but I just want to show you this real quick. This will most likely fill in and become an S tier gecko, but based on where it's at right now, I have to list it as an A tier gecko because technically it is not 100% black. There is a little bit of pattern showing, which will bring me to my next point. In the description of each one of these guys, you can see that I talk about our Black Knight lineages, where they come from, the outcrosses we've done for genetic diversity and quality of health for the animals. And I say right here, Black Knights are graded on a ranking system. Note that the final darkness of a Black Knight is not known until they reach 40 grams. So we use our experience of how Black Knight genetics age to grade where the animal is today and where it will most likely be or stay in the future. But you need to grade that their final grade is going to happen around that 40 gram mark. So if they are a B tier today, well, let's take this one since this one's an A tier. If they are an A tier today, they will, with our experience, the way that I'm grading these animals, I'm telling you, this animal will most likely stay at least at an A tier. There's always a chance it could drop to a B tier, but with my experience, the saturation of color, how much the color is filled in, how little pattern is showing, I can tell you that this animal will most likely stay at an A tier level. But there's always a chance, and this happens a lot with Black Knights, that they will actually increase a rank. They will actually up rank. So if they started at a B tier, there's a good chance they will go to A tier. And if they started at A tier, there's a good chance that they will go to S tier. But all animals will be graded at the current tier that they are at. So there's a little insight into our website and the way that we're beginning to rank animals. Here's another very nice A tier. Females will always be less valuable than males because males are way more rare in the hobby, especially dark males that people are willing to let go of. So you guys let me know, do you like this old system better, where I was saying S tier is 100% or nearly 100%, which would be like 98 to 100%? Or do you like the newer system better, where I give a little bit of a grading? So S tier would be 95 to 100% black animals. When in reality, I might need to change that 95% to 98 or 99% and then adjust all the tiers beneath it. But this appeased my OCD at the very start, and then I figured I could talk to you guys about it, talk to the hobby about it, see what people think, and maybe there's some other good ideas that you guys have. One of the things I wanted to consider is A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus. Maybe we should grade geckos like that. Okay, now here we have an example of two S tier animals. So I'll show you the first one. So this is definitely an S tier girl. She has no official pattern showing, but when you get really close, and let me even put the flash on, you can see that she still has a stripe down her back, which is not very apparent to the naked eye, but when you put a flash on them and try to like shine through their pattern, sometimes you will see something like that. So this was my original idea of what an S tier gecko would represent. An S tier gecko has to be 100% black, with the exception of these small little areas that sometimes shine through. Maybe not necessarily to the naked eye, but when you look really close or shine a light on them very harshly and move really close. And this little mama I would actually consider a little darker than the last. I even have the flash on from the start, and as you see, when I get closer to this one, way less, I shouldn't say way less, but definitely a little bit less of that stripe that's showing down the middle of the back. But when I pull away and to the naked eye, you don't really see that as much as it stands out right now when I put the flash close to it. So this would be an S tier gecko. I would say there's exceptionally rare geckos that may not even have that stripe, which potentially could be in a whole nother league of their own. Maybe we would call that U tier, ultra tier. So if S is special or super tier, according to Google, because I had to look that up. I was like, what does S even stand for? Somebody told me a long time ago, superior, which is really cool. So this would technically be a superior animal compared to an A tier Black Knight, which you can see the pattern shining through even from a distance. Whereas with an S tier, you have to look up close and in some cases even shine a bright light on them. But there may be some exceptions to that in the hobby. The U tier, which is extremely rare to find, the ones that have no shine through pattern at all, even up close with harsh lighting. Would that be named ultra?
No way! No! There's no way I just one-balled Mewtwo!
You guys let me know. This tier system is completely pliable, and it's just in its beginning stages right now. So I would like to pioneer this for at least the American market to start. See, you can see the difference. You can see this girl right here, her stripe is a little more apparent than this girl. And everyone who breeds Black Knights knows what I'm talking about, which is why it's so crucial that you get photographs of Black Knights before you buy them. You get photographs of them in the light, no shadows, even harsh light if you want, just so you can get an idea of what they truly look like. Whenever we take photos of our Black Knights, we always try to make them look the same or worse than they do in real life. That way, when the person gets them, their expectations are met. Like, oh yeah, this looks like the photo, or oh man, this looks way better than the photo. So sometimes we release photos of animals that actually look worse than they do in real life, just because I would rather somebody be pleasantly surprised on the positive end rather than the negative end. So ladies, anything you guys would like to say on the ranking system? You guys are all gems no matter what, but we do have to rank you guys on color since you guys do carry a price tag. So you guys let me know what you think. Should we add a U tier for 100% solid black, no pattern showing whatsoever? And then S tier would be 95 to 99% black? Or do you like it the way it is? Is that making it too complicated? Should we just keep it that S tier will be 95 to 100% black animals, or maybe 98 to 100% black animals, and then everything else will be beneath that? Let me know in a comment below what you think, but I think this is a step in the right direction, and it's a conversation opener towards how we can grade our black knights. And if it works for black knights, guys, it won't stop there. It can go to every morph of leopard gecko that we have, especially line bred morphs like tangerines, clowns, jokers. We can have a grading system for it all so that people can know, okay, the expression that this animal is going for, this is a excellent quality expression for what the point of this project is, or this is a low quality expression for what the point of this project is, but it still comes from that project. So let me know your thoughts below. These two are giving me a run for my money over here, so I'm gonna get them put away. I think that's all my thoughts that I wanted to cover in this video. If not, I will amend some thoughts into it, but I appreciate you guys for being here. Stay safe, enjoy your reptile passion, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, my friends, you know what we say. Have yourselves a geeky gecko great day. Peace.